Good evening.
My name is Ben Stillerman, and I volunteer on the Met Council's tenant hotline. And answering calls, I've interacted with many more rent-stabilized tenants than I otherwise would in my daily life. And sometimes stabilized tenants call, and they have rent freezes from being seniors or on disability, and it's gratifying.
Speak closer to the microphone so everybody can hear? Thank you.
Yeah. And so they have scree or dree, so it's gratifying in these cases to help sort of answer questions. But much more frequent and much less pleasant are the calls from stabilized tenants who are struggling to make ends meet but don't qualify for any of these programs that help only some stabilized tenants. Like a few weeks ago, a woman from Queens called, a working single mom, and during the call I realized that basically all of her problems that she was explaining boiled down to the simple fact that she wouldn't be able to pay or afford her rent for much longer. And without much recourse, I sheepishly offered that she could try to get a roommate. There was no room for a roommate, just she already lived in a small place with her son. And so the call basically ended in a very somber mood. I gave her my best, but wished I could point her towards another option. I also talked to countless tenants dealing with negligent landlords, or worse, who are deliberately making it hard to get necessary repairs or to deal with pests, conditions we'd all expect and hope for. Folks are scared, and they're often skeptical of their landlord's intentions. And with incentives like these on landlords to frustrate and harass their tenants out of their houses and get vacancy bonus and sort of make that progression towards units getting deregulated, the system is broken in a very broad sense, but one thing that's within your power is to stop giving landlords these big increases, which is why a rollback is ultimately necessary, even if not this year. And talking to tenants like these, it strikes me how precarious many people's housing situations are and how we need to maintain the ever dwindling rent regulations that protect tenants against the unrelenting free market. And as a small piece of this, I urge you to vote for only a 1% increase this year, the lowest increase being offered. Thank you.